All right, guys, here we go again. Welcome back to Trinity Training. Hey, what I'm going to show you guys next is pretty cool because you guys are going to get a lot of people to tell you, okay, like I'm ready to start. Like, what do I got to do? How do I get started? Tell me what exactly I got to do. So there's actually something called the 4 wheels. So you guys should master this one too, okay? So when you sit down with somebody, you tell them like, hey, let me ask you a question. How did you get here? They're gonna tell you, obviously in the car, right? Okay, so let me ask you a question. If me and you were gonna have a race, right? And you're driving a Ferrari and I'm driving a Toyota. Who do you think is going to win the race? Well, obviously the Ferrari, correct? He's like, yeah, of course. Well, let me ask you a question now. Let's say I took 2 of your wheels off and now your Ferrari only has 2 wheels and my Toyota has 4 wheels. Guess who's going to be able to get there a lot faster? Or who's going to win the race? Well, obviously the Toyota, right? So what's the point of that? The point of that is that all these 4 wheels that I'm going to show you, they got to run at the same time. They got to run simultaneously to make sure that you're very successful with us very fast, okay? Because I'm going to ask you a question right now. And you can tell me what your answer is. Do you live in the house of your dreams? And obviously the answer is going to be no. Do you drive the car of your dreams? And the answer is going to be no. Do you have the great life that you always dreamed of? And the answer is going to be no. So the vehicle that you've been driving right now has gotten you to the point where you're at. So what I'm going to show you next is the vehicle that is going to take you to your dreams, to your goals, for you to have a great life. Because we're going to have this conversation 5-10 years from now. And I'm going to ask you the same questions like, hey, do you live in your dream house? And your answer is going to be yes. Do you have your dream car? And your answer is going to be yes. Do you have a great life? And your answer is going to be yes. So pay attention because the car that I'm going to show you is what's going to take you to the other level, okay? So this is called 4 wheels. So basically, if you have 4 wheels, it's like having a car. They all got to be running at the same time. So the first thing that you got to do when you get started with us is you got to start coming to what we call BPMs, business presentation meetings, or virtual meetings where we have Zoom calls, where we have trainings, where we're going to teach you what you're supposed to do. It's almost like an online class or almost like a classroom where you're going to show up and you're going to start learning all the skills and what to do and what to say and how to talk to people. Sometimes our training is about how to make really nice drawings like me. Sometimes your training is about your mindset and how to think like a business owner and stuff like that. So which is pretty cool. We also have something called big events. So your big events, we're going to have a big meeting once every quarter where we get the whole offices together. Sometimes it's going to be convention where we go to Vegas and 60, 50, 70,000 agents from worldwide come together in Vegas and you'll see how big the companies go. So those are mandatory. That is actually going to be Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. and Saturdays from 10 to 12. So let me ask you a question. Are any of those times a challenge for you? And if the answer is yes, they got 1 or 2 challenges, it's okay. But it is mandatory that you come to everything because you're not going to be able to learn everything if you're not going to show up. So with our business, because you are self-employed, we can't make you come, but you got to put in your head that it's a must that you got to come to those meetings and you got to attend so you can learn and you can keep your training. You got that? Yeah. So that's really good, which means so if this is not a challenge for you, then we got a green light when it comes to that wheel. So we're good to go. So what's wheel number 2? So wheel number 2 is you actually starting to open up your business with us. So with us, you're gonna have 2 options. You could either have your own agency or you could be an agent. So it depends on what you want to do. So when you have an agency, you have the ability to make more money or little money. Which one do you want? So obviously an agency, right? You're also gonna be either working by yourself. Or you have an agency where you're working with a team of people. So do you want to work on your own or you want to have an agency? Obviously having an agency is a lot better, right? So your income's better, you have a team of people that are working with you. And the most important part of it, when you have an agency, you have time and money. When you're an agent, you just have money. So which side do you want to work on? Well, obviously it's building your agency. So what we were going to work on next is making sure that we build you that agency, that we get you started with building that for you so that you could have a lot of success in the business. So what side would you want to be in? Do you want to be an agent or do you want to have an agency? Well, have an agency. Awesome. So you have a green light for this light. Okay, good. The next wheel that we're going to talk about is you actually got to get a license through the state of California. Because we are regulated by the federal government in the state, that makes us a legitimate company. You got to get a license. The license is not a big deal, but you do have to go to school for 52 hours. It's an online class that you got to do, so it's not a big deal. But obviously you got to study. If you don't study, you're not going to pass the test. The good thing about the test is you can do it in Spanish, you can do it in English. It's only 60% to pass. So if you get a D, you pass your test. So you could do it, okay? So that's, I've seen people get it done. And people get it, the fastest that I've seen it done is in 10 days. That's people that are in a hurry. They want to do something big with their lives. They just want to get the license out of the way fast. If you're really busy, or if you're average, it takes people about 20 days. If you're really busy, it might take you 30 days to get that done. So where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself as being great, being good, or being average? Well, obviously being great, right? Great, awesome. So our goal is going to be to get your license within the next 10 days. Now the license is going to have a cost with it, okay? So the license is going to cost you in total about $350. You don't need the whole thing, but you do need, just to get started with us, it's $100 for you to get your background check out of the way, and making sure that you got your own email, your own website, all that stuff is taken care of. The actual online class is only $25. That's all you got to pay. And then once you're ready to take your test, then you're going to need the rest of the money, because you got to pay the state to get fingerprinting, the state to do your test, and the state to send you your license and stuff like that. So obviously that is not a challenge for you, is it? No, obviously not. Good. So then you got a green light when it comes to the licensing, which is awesome. And then the last thing that we got to do is we got to make sure that we get you out on the field and do your personal financial strategy, which is very important, because we can't take you out on the field without you being protected and without your family being taken care of. Because you could go out and help the whole world, but if your family is not taken care of, then what's the point? Make sense? And the worst thing that could happen to you is you're out on the field, you're helping a family, and they say, man, this product is great. Man, I'm impressed with your company. Man, I love it. And then they turn to you and they ask you like, hey, Jorge, do you have this product? And you say no. Well, guess what? There goes all our presentation. There goes everything that we said, because if it's not good enough for your family, why is it good enough for somebody else? Make sense? So we got to make sure your family gets taken care of. So here's what we got to do to get you started. So obviously that's not going to be a challenge for you, no? So good. So you have 4 green lights. You got all the 4 wheels that are ready to go. So you're going to start coming to classroom training. You're going to work on your licensing. We're going to start building you a business and get you out on the field as soon as possible, which we recommend that you go on at least 10 field training appointments with your trainer to make sure you get all that experience. And we're going to make sure that your family gets taken care of. So is any of these a challenge for you? No? Okay, so let's get started, right? Yeah, let's go.